up for the Chutney Soca Monarch for semi-finals, which is happening on Saturday. That's Olatunji and Vanessa with a brand new one called Is a Indian Wedding. And this morning, we have half of the duo joining us on set. We have Mr. Olatunji Jelani Nathaniel Yearwood. I remember the whole thing.
The whole government.
The whole government name. You used to say it.
Government
You
name.
used to say it. That's why I remember it.
That's my whole PNM name right there. Yeah, right there.
How are you, sir?
I am good after God.
Happy Carnival and all that good stuff. It's great to see you. Great to have you on.
It's amazing.
You're in Chutney Soca Monarch semi-finals, boy.
The Chutney Soca Monarch semi-finals. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. And I must big up Michael Mondesi. He made that link possible.
Okay.
And he linked up with Rick Ramata and also Vanessa, and he said to them Olatunji might be the perfect pick for the collaboration.
Yeah.
And we went by Maha, Rishi Dungs, as I call him, and went by Maha, and also Keegan Taylor penned my part as well. So yeah, the song is fire. The song is fire. And the song is really combining the chutney and the soca, which is our culture, Trinidad and Tobago.
Right.
You know, calypso and chutney.
Now, I know, Ola, you're no stranger to competitions, you're no stranger to, definitely not to performance, right?
Right.
You've done competitions locally and internationally, you've won local competitions, you've placed in international competitions. Tell me, what can we expect, or is there any difference going into the Chutney Soca Monarch?
Well, in any competition, you know, where there's judges and so on and criteria, it's going to be a nerve-wracking, and you have to bring an A game, you know, in these competitions, you know, with the audience and things. So it's a kind of special kind of time in where you have to really bring your A game because you know you're getting judged.
Now, Ola, you getting nervous is something I never thought about.
Come on, even this interview right now. Nerves.
For real?
Yeah.
With me, man?
Of course.
Why?
Because there are people watching things that out. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? So,
but that's something interesting because a lot of people would think a seasoned performer like yourself, you've been in band since you're a teenager. Like,
well said.
What is it about this that makes you nervous still?
You just don't want to disappoint your people, your supporters, things like that. You don't want to look a certain way. You know what I mean? You want to come across great all the time. So you don't want to falter and look like, he's still looking a little shaky, you know, kind of way. So it's all them things is going.
Now, in terms of preparing yourself to any performance in general, because when we see you on stage, it's simply electric, right? Like it feels as though you and the music are one, or they connect and they just go down the road, right? But what sort of preparation goes into that?
I would say because I've been doing it a while now, my preparation is all in the mental game these days. You know, I've been like real up there in like what I'm going to do next is always up here first, and how I'm going to dance, how I'm going to sing, how I'm going to present myself with clues, how I'm going to articulate myself in an interview. It all start up here and thing, you know. Yeah.
And then in terms of the execution of it, because a lot of, and I ask them these questions because they're younger artists looking on, and they look up to you. They look up to what you've been able to accomplish. They look up to your performance style, for example. And a lot of them, I've seen people try to copy it. It don't work for them because it's not theirs, right? It's yours.
Yeah.
What sort of advice would you give to younger artists wondering, how do I maximize my performance skills to be able to receive, not a forwarder, not to get a forward on a party, but to be able to maximize the impact of the song?
I would say nothing wrong with looking at an artist like myself because I look at other greats, you know, like the Michael Jacksons, the Prince, the James Browns, the Sammy Davis Juniors, the Kitcheners, the Sparrows, the Marshall. I look at all of them and I try to take and gather from all of them and make it mine. So nothing wrong with them doing that, but you still need to find your lane then. It's kind of tricky. It's a kind of science, but there's nothing wrong with looking at the greats and taking from them. That's how you get great.
And a lot of it is experimentation and putting things together and seeing what works and what don't work, right? Yeah. When it comes to Carnival 2025, how have you been enjoying the season so far?
Well, it's been amazing. It's been amazing, you know what I'm saying? Coming from engine into the inventor into here now.
Yeah.
It hasn't been like inventor and engine, you know, but it's still good. You know, we're still getting the gigs every weekend. We're getting shows. We're still getting calls outside. Still getting to prepare for videos. And look out for my show next year. Oh, good, I'll
you have any Olatunji show next year?
Yes.
You know how long am I waiting for the show?
I know. It's about time.
It's about time. It's been about time.
So, preparing that one time.
Yeah. Ola, as a artist, you mentioned the Engine Room, the Inventor, and then you said this year hasn't been as good as those years, right? In terms of the reception. As an artist, how do you deal with that aspect of things? In terms of you put out music, you hope for the best.
Yeah.
I know for sure, like the Pan and Soca for one, is one of those songs that I love for the season, right?
Yeah,
it hasn't been getting the amount of love that I thought it was going to get.
Right.
But I know in the Pan fraternity and the Pan circuit, they definitely love it.
They love it, yeah.
Right? Tell me, how do you deal with that or reconcile dealing with that as an artist?
Well, it is kind of rough, eh? It is kind of rough, and I think this conversation is for next time too, especially, you know what I'm saying, because there's a lot to be going on.
Yeah.
But it's rough, but you know, you can't give up on the fight and just work on it, keep on working and.
How important is having the catalog? That because I mean, in terms of like that same thing, right? Is you might end up with a year where you're not hitting as hard as you would have liked to, but you have catalog going back to we be having a time, right?
Right.
And you could come all the way up the road with that level of music. Does that help or hurt your performance on any given moment in time?
That's a good question, because most of the times when we get booked for a show, well, I speaking on behalf of Olatunji,
of course,
10 minutes, 15 minutes max.
Right.
Sometimes I get my 30, 40. So not all these songs that I have in my catalog I could sing on that night, and especially if these songs are not well noticed in the public, it would make no sense. The audience would just sit down on you.
Yeah.
You know, so.
How do you decide which ones you're pulling out?
The most popular songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, one of them will be happening this Saturday at the Chutney Soca Monarch.
Yeah.
It's an Indian wedding, so they'll be douglarizing the nation.
That's what we're doing. We outside. That's what we're doing. It's about time.
Now, Ola, I want to ask on a deeper level.
Right.
Does this have anything to do with uniting the nation?
Oh, excuse me?
Yeah?
What's going on here?
I just
what kind of question? What's going on here?
Does it have anything to do with uniting the nation?
Well, it does.
Right.
It does. But I find you need to stop that kind of smile, because I don't know where you trying to come from right now. You understand, Dawi? But what I'm saying is, no, serious though.
Seriously?
No, the song is that.
Yeah.
You know, it's that. Trinidad and Tobago is that. East Indian, African combined. That's our music in the first place. Mixing, that's what Rashoti did, you know. So, Chutney and Soca, that's our culture. We bring it together. Is unity. This is what this is.
Well, Ola, thanks for coming through this morning, and I want to say all the best to you and Vanessa when you head to the competition on Saturday. I mean, I know your performance is going to be excellent, because it always is. So all the best to you and to Vanessa.
My brother, thank you for
so
having
much
me.
For coming.
Amazing, right? Thank you very much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to encourage each and every one of you to go out there and make a difference today now, because together we aspire, and if together we perspire, then together we most definitely can achieve. On behalf of Natasha Lake and the entire team here at TTT, I want to wish you a beautiful Wednesday. We'll see you guys tomorrow, God's willing, for Tobago Thursdays. Stay tuned to TTT for the rest of the day. Ola and Vanessa take us to the top place.
Move on the way, let